Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Writing Automation Scripts. Today is a bit of a funny one because we're not actually going to write an automation script at all. If you remember from the last episode, we had a great deal of difficulty scraping these businesses from here, right? Um, and I mentioned, like, don't ever scrape stuff from Google. They have their own API. And I keep saying API, API. What does that mean? Well, an API is just basically a URL that you can call. So like this URL right here. Well, here I'll just refresh the page. This URL right here gives me this website. Okay, but there is a different URL that you can call that will just give you the data. Okay, and that's what an API is, right? So what is the easiest way to get started? Well, we have ChatGPT these days. Okay, and I just asked it this question. I said, use the Google Maps Places API to return businesses that match. Here's Rooftop Repair in New York. And I gave it some specific instructions for exactly what I want. In my case, we're using Node.js, Node Fetch, and async await. This could be Python. This could be, whatever, C#, Java, whatever you're familiar with. Just throw it right there, right? And then it'll spit something out. And I looked at this with my own eyes. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Let's run it. So just copy all of the code. Come here, right? Here's my script. There's nothing in here. And I paste it in here. Okay. Now there's a couple things that I needed to do. It says your Google Maps API key. Okay, well, so I went to the Google API portal and I got myself a key, and I'm just gonna put that in right here. I'm gonna expire this key so you can't steal my data, but you would have to go to the Google Maps portal and make this for yourself. And then here we go, location query. All this stuff looks good to me, so let's go ahead and run it. So I'm gonna open up my terminal here. We run this and it gives me this error, right? It doesn't require as defined, blah blah blah. Well, I already know what this means. It's a simple fix. Basically, you have to say, instead of this const equals require, instead we just say fetch from node fetch. And I'm sure you could ask ChatGPT to debug that, and it would figure it out. So we'll switch that, rerun it, and now there you go. Boom! All of these results, right? But these all say Madison, Wisconsin, McFarland, all these like random places. This is certainly not Brooklyn, New York, right? Well, okay, obviously, ChatGPT isn't perfect, so I'm gonna look through here and I can see we have our query, okay, which takes in this capital query, which is right here. It says rooftop repair, but then this location is getting passed as location. Well, I don't really think this is correct, so I'm just gonna get rid of this, and we're just gonna say rooftop repair in Brook, New York. Okay, just like that. And now let's rerun this. Whoops, sorry. Let's go ahead and rerun this, and we can see there we are. And I think most of these places are the ones that we were seeing in the previous episode, right? This AK Roofing and this NV Roofing. Here they all are. Here, they give you the address, the rating, and there's all kinds of stuff. You could look at the phone number. I could just log this. I could just get rid of all this. We'll just log the place, right? So we'll do that. Rerun this. And here's what it's giving me. Okay, so for each one, it's telling me business status, formatted address. It's telling me exactly where it's located. Here are some random stuff that we don't use. It looks like there's a photo in here. And you could just, you could ask ChatGPT all these questions, and it'll spit all this out for you. And so, yeah, this is way better than anything that we could scrape. Certainly within that, 15 minutes that we had on last episode. And then I could do whatever I want with this data, right? I could put it in an Excel spreadsheet. I could do anything I want. It's right here. And each one of these, every time I make a request, you're like, oh, is it expensive? I don't have that kind of money. Well, it's pretty cheap. I think Google Maps, I think this single request right here is maybe a quarter of a penny. So it's certainly going to be cheaper than if you had to set up servers or whatever to scrape Google Maps. It's going to be way easier just to go straight to the source and get it from the API. And yeah. So that's just how easy it is, right? So you should just, if you really want to scrape stuff, check if they have an API. If they don't, continue watching the series. If they do have an API, then head over to ChatGPT and just ask, how do I get started? And here are some commands that I ran off camera. This is how I'm running the script. And then if you get errors, I'm sure if I gave it the weird error about that require stuff, it would tell me how to fix that as well. And yeah, so ChatGPT is a great place to start. I don't want to turn this into an API series, but But if there is a weird API that you want me to demo, feel free to leave that one in the comments. But yeah, this is what I mean when I say just use the API. It's gonna be easier. It's gonna save you more time. It's gonna be more robust on that kind of thing. So hopefully this video was helpful. Yeah, if you have any video ideas, leave them in the comments. Automize features. We didn't use Automize today, but you could leave them in the comments, and I will definitely look at those. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.